Oh, we're recording. Okay. Welcome back, guys. I do see and I do read and I try to respond to all of your comments that you put on my YouTube channel. I'm not very good at it, right? Like sometimes I let some of your comments go like 3 or 4 weeks before I respond to them. I apologize for that. I'm a business owner and most of our crew went back to college, and so I've been super busy lately trying to get stuff done. We run like 3 different business segments and I'm trying to do this, and I just started a new YouTube channel. Link is down in the description below. This new YouTube channel is for truck content, so it's still automotive content and automotive related. Please click on that link and go subscribe to that channel. That'll really help me out. I love you guys so much for subscribing here on Enhancing Your Vehicle Ownership. If you haven't already, hit that big red button because you don't want to miss out on the content that we put up weekly here and that we're going to start putting up weekly on the other channel. Thank you guys so much for being a subscriber. I owe it to you guys to respond to your comments, and I wanted to lead out with that. Enough excuses. I wanted to lead out with that because today I'm trying to respond to a comment on the YouTube channel. That comment asked, hey, why don't you give an update on your Nissan Murano? Just a video idea if you're looking for one. So, it's like 94 degrees out, but here I am in my Nissan Murano. Just a quick update for you. Yes, the AC is now working in this vehicle, but I'm too dumb to remember to bring the keys out and to start it up while I sit here and record a video for you. Yeah, this 2009 Nissan Murano S has been kind of a fun and a cool vehicle to own, and lots of text messages. Pray for my wife. This 2009 Nissan Murano S has been a fun vehicle to own. If we didn't need it for work, I don't think I ever would have purchased or have ever owned in my entire life an SUV. So I'm really, really glad that this fit perfectly with what we needed it for, because I actually really like SUV life. I really, really like the Murano. If you haven't seen it, jump back onto the channel and check out my review video. I'll also link that down in the description below, because there I talk about why I like the Murano so much. I really never thought that I would like SUV life. It's an all-wheel drive car, but it's a little bit bigger than a car. Not, so big that it's like a pickup truck, but it's still super versatile because you can throw so much cool stuff in this car. And this car just has so much storage options in it. The Murano, in terms of an SUV, is a really good SUV. So if you're considering getting an SUV, or if you're thinking in your head, I don't think I'll ever get an SUV, please go watch my Murano review video, because honestly, owning this car has changed my mind entirely about owning an SUV. I really like it. In fact, when we no longer need this vehicle for work, I'll probably still sell it, but I've considered keeping this as our runaround car over my 95 Camry. Yes, I know it's not going to be as reliable, but that's how much I have liked owning this SUV. You guys have to stop me when I get to chit-chatting because I can ramble on forever. This is an update video on my 09 Nissan Murano. Yes, I still love the car, and unfortunately I have not done anything to it. In fact, we're lucky to have it back parked here in the driveway. It's usually over at our construction yard, sitting there because we do wireless internet work out of this car. So currently in the back I have a ladder, I have a bunch of Ethernet cable, and a ton of supply boxes for the wireless internet dish and receivers. I don't know how much detail I can go in on that, but we do wireless internet work out of this car, so these are the only 2 available seats. And then in our back seat here we have a ladder, we have a bunch of Ethernet cable, we have a bunch of receivers right there. That little box I throw pre-made Ethernet cables in, toss the laptop right there and our lunches, and there's no other seating in the car. And then in the very back we have a bunch of dishes and tools and other stuff that we need for the work. There's like 2 or 3 different types of wireless stuff that we install. So it's all back there. It all fits in this car. Very surprisingly so. It's like really tight, but it all fits, and it like couldn't work out any more perfectly using this for a work vehicle. So if you're like a small time contractor, you know, maybe you do electrical work and you have to carry, you know, lots of spools of wire and lots of tools, and I shouldn't say like lots, because it's not so much that you need like a service truck for, because it wouldn't all fit in here, but an SUV is a really good option. The Murano averages like 22, 23 miles to the gallon on the highway, and so that's kind of where we're at with the Murano. It's still being used as a work vehicle, and it's driven an awful lot. I think we have, let me look at the log here. Yeah, so we currently have 197,000 miles on this car, which I don't know where it was at in the update video. We kind of haven't done some wireless internet work for a little while, but this car gets driven an awful lot. When it's getting driven, it's like 1,000 miles a week. In the last video, I told you that I've done spark plugs, coil packs, valve covers, and valve cover gaskets on this, along with a thermostat, a new radiator hoses on the bottom of the engine, and we haven't done anything else to it since. But I have a rear wheel bearing that is going out, unfortunately, so I ordered 2 new hubs and bearings for the back. They're super cheap, they're like 30 bucks a piece, so that's a $60 repair. And then I have brakes that are gonna go on around the car, both pads and rotors, and I think that's going to kind of future-proof this car. It's just part of regular maintenance, especially in owning a higher mileage vehicle, which apparently I'm becoming really good at. I have a lot of high mile vehicles. I've never owned anything with under 100,000. But I read an article the other day that said 200,000 is the new 100,000. So I don't know, but all of my vehicles have high miles. This one's no different. I cannot wait to roll it over at 200,000. Drop a comment below if you guys have a cool video idea on something that I could do with this car, or in a video with this car at 200,000 miles. I'm trying to think. Another thing, yes, this car is going to be getting new tires for the winter time. A lot of our internet work is in the winter time, and even though this is all-wheel drive, it does not do very good on snow and ice. The tires on it are not like bad. They're perfect for summer highway road tires, but I'm probably gonna get a set of good all-season or mud and snow tires and put on this SUV. It's just safer. I feel bad. Last year the guys would go out and they'd get stuck in people's driveways, or they'd have to go like so slow because they were worried about sliding off the road. And it's just, a good set of tires is not worth someone's life. So I'm gonna get a good set of tires we'll put on here. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at with the Murano. Tell I'm like talking faster and faster as the car's heating up. Also, this car is still extremely loud and annoying to drive. If you don't know what I'm talking about, links down in the description below. Go check out what my exhaust sounds like on this car, because it's not right. It sounds good when you're just sitting at idle and you kind of like rev it up off and on, but it's an SUV. It's not supposed to sound like that, and it's a CVT transmission, so I am going to be correcting that issue in a future video. I've got to find an exhaust or a muffler for the back of this car, and we're gonna weld that back on where the previous owner took it off. For some reason he used it as a commuter, and I'm guessing he didn't drive it that much after he did that, because it does get really old. This car will put you to sleep on the highway because of the drone. So part of this update video, I am going to be getting an exhaust to put back on the car, quiet it down so that it sounds normal again, because the way that it is right now, you can't hardly stand to drive it. But yeah, this is an awesome car. In terms of an update video, it's remained being awesome. The AC, since we've got it recharged, has never let us down. The cars never let us down. We did have that power issue, but I think it's just because that battery cable's loose, and since we've tightened it back up and put some terminal protectant on it, it's never let us down. It's been an all-around good car, and the moral of the story for that is do your research when you're going to buy a car. I didn't really do my research on this, but it's a Nissan, so you can't really go all that wrong, right? and do your preventative maintenance. If you treat a car well, it will treat you well in return. But I'm surprised at how much I actually like this car as what it is. It works like perfectly for the work purposes that we use it for, and it's been super reliable overall as well. So I hope to have brakes and hubs coming up and an exhaust video coming up for you guys as well in the future. So subscribe to the channel right now so you don't miss any future updates on my Nissan Murano. I hope this is kind of what you're expecting out of that comment. If not, drop another comment. Let me know what else you would like to see about this car, and I'll catch you in the next video.